everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about Marvel's Eternals. Are you ready? Because I have a lot to say. Let's just get to it. Eternals is the latest installation for the behemoth known as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's also the MCU's first travel vlog. The film follows a group of immortal alien soldiers known as Eternals, and they were put on Earth to protect intelligent life from alien monsters called deviants. At some point they thought they killed all the creatures and the super beings scattered across the globe for hundreds of years. But the deviants are back and they have to figure out why. The film is packed with celebrities. We have Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, Gemma Chan, Tyree Henry, Kit Harrington, Don Lee, and much more. And it's also directed by the latest Oscar-winning director, Chloe Zhao. There's almost an Avengers level of characters and talent and celebrity power in this film, yet it really doesn't rise to the ingenuity and genuine excitement of the first Avengers ensemble. Though we are treated to brand new characters with brand new abilities and motives, the movie flattens each role and celebrity, offering quick introductions in favor of a plot that I don't think truly worked. I haven't really enjoyed much of the new MCU projects lately, honestly, and it's starting to feel like Marvel has run out of gas a little bit, but we'll talk about that later. Let's start with what I liked. This movie is the most flirty MCU movie we have ever been given. I am not one of the fans calling for more love scenes in Marvel. These are movies for all ages, including children, and I don't think there's a need to increase kind of that adult behavior in the movies. That's hardly the thing that's wrong with them. But it has been weird that Marvel gathers this group of insanely beautiful actors together and completely removes any sort of romantic chemistry, but it is in this movie. Strangely, not with the two leads who are in a relationship. Gemma Chan's Cersei and Richard Madden's Icarus fall in love, they get married, and then later on become estranged, essentially. And the only time these two get the chemistry right is when they have to be estranged. There's absolutely no chemistry between the two actors. Gemma could not muster up a look of love at all in her scenes with Madden. And Madden himself is, I hope purposefully, playing his character as if he's some sort of android. So he's also not bringing that much emotion to his scenes with her either. It was super whack. But the chemistry between actress Laura Ridloff and Barry Keoghan, oh my goodness. The two play Makari and Druig respectively, and they are so flirty and smitten with each other. It's honestly really cute to see, and I've been waiting for that in the MCU. There's this moment where Barry gives Lauren a nudge with his whole body, and the two both look at each other with smirks on their faces, and I honestly need that on a loop. It is so simple and sweet, yet charged because there's actually chemistry between the two actors. Marvel, I think, would do well to really focus on their relationship moving forward. There are some funny moments with Kumail and actor Harish Patel, and I really enjoyed this fight scene that took place in an Amazon jungle. But other than that, there really isn't much that I enjoyed seeing, so let's move on to the negatives. Like I said before, the Eternals are scattered across the globe after they thought they killed all the deviants, but now they must get back together again to defeat the monsters once and for all. That thing in movies where there's a sort of montage of like getting the gang back together is always a really fun movie trope, but only when it lasts about 7 minutes. When it goes on for like a third of the movie, which happens here, there's a problem. That means your movie needs a little more plot. And also, what was the point of scattering them and putting like a title on screen for each location? Like, the film does nothing with the vastly different areas of the earth where these people are found. None of its unique inhabitants or features are truly shown on camera. We just have to believe that's where they are because the lower third graphic says that's where they are. The tone of the movie does feel a bit different than the other MCU movies. It's a bit light on the humor, you know, there aren't like 300 jokes per minute. And there is an attempt to have a deeper conversation about things like purpose, you know, the environment, the responsibility of superheroes in the world, the beauty and frailty of humanity and things like that. But it doesn't really land because the movie doesn't really spend time truly digging into those themes. And yet they do nothing with all the time they save avoiding these super smart, deep concepts. There is still very little actually happening in the film plot-wise. The designs in Eternals also aren't imaginative or creative. The outfits given to the superheroes are so bland. They're drab hues of typically vibrant colors with gold seams and lines. The deviant CGI looks like it was unfinished, honestly. I really want to hear about the creative process behind designing them, because I didn't really like it. Same with the weapons the Eternals carry. They are skinny gold outlines of weapons, which should look cool, but the gold kind of fades in some scenes and it just ends up looking unedited. Also, I saw an article or tweet online that made this point, and it's really clear here. There are so many character designs that all look the same lately in movies, especially when it comes to like the monster or alien in a film. There's an important character in Eternals and he literally looks like the Iron Giant. Do you remember that movie? Every time he appeared on screen, I was like, Iron Giant? Why does he look exactly like him? Is there a connection? I don't know. And then there's also this like little super important ball that's embedded inside the Eternals leader that looks way too much like the Snitch from the Harry Potter films. If they made it literally any other shape other than a ball, it would have been better, but it looks exactly like some other IP. This isn't a singular criticism of Eternals. This happens in plenty of other action sci-fi movies, but like, where is all the imagination when it comes to creating characters? Why aren't they fleshed out more visually? Who is copying who and why? Why is this happening? Finally, the performances. I'm generally surprised at the people who signed on to do this project, because I would not have put any of these people in a Marvel movie other than Angelina Jolie, who has shown she's a great action star, and Richard Madden for no other reason other than he literally looks like Superman. I do feel all the others are a bit miscast. Let's start with the very beautiful Gemma Chan. She has already been in a Marvel movie. She played a kind of villain in Captain Marvel, and now she's here playing a superhero. Listen, good on Marvel for giving a woman of color a major second chance like this, but also, why is she playing a brand new character in the same franchise? It's just a weird decision since these movies are so interconnected. You can't watch one without hearing at least one line referencing past movies. So what's with the double casting? It seems really unnecessary to me. And I wouldn't care so much if she was without a doubt the best person to play Cersei, but no, my girl didn't really bring it here. She is purported to be the leader, and this is not all her fault. Some of this has to do with the direction. She hardly comes across as a headstrong, brave, and cunning leader. She is more average, smart human woman than super being alien that is more powerful beyond all understanding. I'm not saying that all superheroes need to, exhibit bravado and brute force, but like, there needs to be some strength and power there, and I did not see that with Chan. There's a scene where she has to like yell with all her might, and it looks like it physically pains her to do so. Like, she does not speak above a whisper throughout the entire movie. And truly, her being cast as the lead is so confusing when action movie queen and quintessential mega movie star Angelina Jolie is right there. I cannot believe how little Jolie is used in this movie. It's kind of criminal. I have to believe that her playing a supporting character was completely her decision. She has steadily worked throughout her legendary career, but since like 2011, she typically only puts out one movie a year, and many of them really fly under the radar, save for Maleficent. I feel like she has like other interests other than acting, so I have to believe that she told Marvel that she wanted to take a backseat and not have the pressure of leading the franchise, because I am sure they would have given her the reins if she wanted. She is just a movie star through and through. She has a really interesting face, which no doubt has helped her movie stardom, but she is also just a great person to watch on camera. The way she moves, the way she fights, the way she would lift a perfectly arched eyebrow was leaps and bounds far more interesting than whatever Chan was doing. She has a conversation with a child in Eternals that was funny and like perfectly in line with her character. She is just really great, and it's a bummer that she isn't the lead. Hayek is good too, but she's barely in this. I was confused by Madden's acting decisions. Again, he sounded robotic at times, and then not other times. Tyree Henry was okay, but again, not really utilized beyond the big diversity moment. And Barry Keoghan and Lauren Ridloff were fun to watch, but only because of the natural chemistry between the two actors. They also just really weren't given that much to do in this film. And Kumail was honestly just the comedic relief. That's it. He didn't even fight in the last battle scene. It's odd. Chloe Zhao was the first Asian woman to be nominated for Best Director at the Oscars for Nomadland, and her win is really significant and important. However, though I did love the subject matter in Nomadland, I actually was not really moved by the actual movie. Like, the direction and just the way that it flowed really didn't work for me, but I didn't say anything because all the other smart critics really liked it, and I just assumed that I was a dummy that was missing something. But yeah, I really didn't enjoy the movie as much as the Academy did. And so this is now like the second thing I've seen from her that I just don't really enjoy. That being said, women directors are allowed to have flops, okay? She should still be treated exactly like male directors and get all the money and opportunity that she needs to make all the projects that she desires. Like, there's just, there's just talk that if this movie doesn't do well, it's going to be bad for women directors. And I do not like that parallel. Women are allowed to kind of misstep and maybe not make a great movie. That doesn't mean that they should never not get a chance to make any kind of movie they want. Like, she should still be treated with respect, even though I kind of don't enjoy this film. But like I said earlier, I think I am slowly getting off the Marvel train. I kind of have like one foot on the floor. There have been 8 TV shows and movies since Endgame came out, and I only truly enjoyed Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. I don't know. I enjoyed the first 11 years of Marvel overall, from Iron Man to Endgame, but I generally think it was a mostly entertaining endeavor, and it satisfied me. I think I'm just having a hard time opening up my mind to these new characters. They don't really interest me as much as the previous batch of superheroes did. There is this fear that I think they won't be able to strike gold again, and so far I'm right. Eternals really was a letdown, and I didn't even get through a full episode of like Loki. I'm too tired to start What If. There's just an avalanche of content to keep up with, which would be fine if I was constantly wowed by these movies, but I'm not. And all these dang post-credit scenes at the end of each movie and each TV show, I can't. It's kind of like the movie saying, okay, this 2.5-hour film you just saw was probably confusing and subpar, but look at all the implications. What does it mean? Woo, stay tuned. And it's just, I'm a little over it. But I think the reason why I'm not shunning it all immediately is because a lot of the characters that we grew to love between 2008 and 2019 are still around. And they all have sequels coming, and I kind of do want to see how these storylines end. Like, you will not keep me from seeing the Black Panther sequel. I have to see that. And I do want to see where Thor goes next, as well as Wanda, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and the Guardians of the Galaxy. All the other characters I'm pretty chill on, honestly, but I do want to see these storylines to completion, which I think does point to the fact that there is something really good here with the MCU deep down inside. It sucks that it feels like I have to get through all the sludge before I find a kernel of a moment that I really enjoy in a single movie or a single TV show. And I'm just not really looking forward to that. But for the time being, Marvel still has me and lots of people in a chokehold. And that is the Mon Nazir critique. I'll see you guys later.